dinner, the woman I have been slowly falling in love with for almost 20 years tells me, I adore you. It hangs in the air as time slows to a crawl, and I roll it around in my head as if it's an idea that I want desperately but can't embrace. I have waited so long to hear those words that I don't quite understand them, as if I have been so preoccupied with wanting to hear this message that when it comes, I'm not ready to understand it. Something seems to be missing, as if there's a big unspoken but floating in that pause, that pregnant moment, after waiting so many years for her to say that magic phrase, I adore you, seems incomplete, and I'm caught off guard, and I don't know what to say in response. And of course, the big butt floats down to the tabletop and opens like a great big lotus flower. And it says to me, but I don't love you. I hope you understand. And time just kind of stops for a second or two while I digest this and position a soft, sardonic smile on my face and say, sure. That's okay. We're still friends, right? I'm trying really hard not to let her see how much this is hurting me. How these three words, the ones that I have longed to hear for so long, are now breaking my heart. And I got to remember to remove this item from my bucket list to my fuck it list. So how's the sound? I get this weird kind of feedbacky thing. Is it okay?
Yeah, you sound great, brother.
Okay, it's just on my end. Well, it doesn't matter what I hear, I'm just the motherfucker that wrote this shit. All right. Here's a short little poem, something to think about when you're driving to work. It's called Time. Something to do while it's doing you. I told it was short. All right. I can see you've all been caught off guard by this sudden change of music or poetry without music. I know it's kind of disconcerting. I play the harmonica, but it would just sound silly by itself. All right, here's one called The Better Mousetrap. Maybe you can appreciate this up there in Canada where it's so wild and woolly. A friend of mine was explaining why I shouldn't get the new, more humane mousetraps, but should stick to the tried and true steel spring models. Apparently the new traps just glue the mice in place, and they stuff into this little mice-scented box, and when they do, they get caught inside a little cardboard coffin, which makes it easier to dispose of their little mouse carcasses. So instead of breaking their little necks or backs, they just panic and end up chewing their little legs off and dying a long, drawn-out, agonizing death. And this is the more humane trap on you. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Whatever happened to the good old days? A piece of cheese, a flashlight, a six-pack, and a 12-gauge.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe I ought to just give you like a. Here's a Mother's Day poem. It's short also, so be prepared. It's only 4 lines. It's Mother's Day. I know I should call her bitch or she-devil. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
kill some time here because the next two poems that I'm going to read at the end here are kind of, they're kind of serious, and I don't want to offend anybody by getting too serious, too sudden-like. I'm going to ease into it. So let's try a medical poem. A pill for everything. Look, Doc, I say, I can't get it up anymore. That's how it is with you diabetics. I don't like the way he says it, like it's an indictment. But I can prescribe some pills that will do the work for you. You mean Viagra, I ask? No, I mean pills that will give you the complete sexual experience, from the initial elation to the final morning after wistfulness. And then there's another pill for the depression that follows, and a pill for when you want to start to feel good about yourself and start up all over again. Gee, Doc, that sounds great, but is it addictive? Sure, but there's a pill for that too. How are we doing on time? Have I got room for 3 more?
Yeah, you know what? Lay them down like bombs, brother.
Well, I don't know about bombs, but, the music biz, bombing is not a good thing, Killing is good, apparently, but bombing is not. All right, here's a little sort of poem about Long Beach. You guys think Long Beach is so cool, so here's a little poem about Long Beach. It's called Playing by the Rules. A few weeks ago, the police shot and killed a drunken man for threatening them with a hose nozzle. You know that thing that goes on the end of the garden hose? Yeah, I had one of those things. Apparently there was too much money in the city's budget, and the simplest solution was to shoot some poor fool down without announcing that it was the police. And just to prove that there is no discrimination in our fair city, they shot a white guy instead of the usual black or Latino. And oh, what an uproar that caused. And then a few days later, just to prove that the cops aren't stupid, they shot and killed a Latino guy with a real gun this time, but not before announcing themselves in both English and Spanish several times over. And nobody said a word about that. Must have been a lapse in procedure the first time. You never have any kind of shootings or shit up there, do you?
Oh, we do.
Do you? I guess we never hear about them.
Yeah, it's Toronto.
What's up with that, man?
Toronto, man.
We like to keep it
Toronto? Toronto's not part of Canada, is it?
Oh, yeah, they think it is.
Maybe I'm thinking of Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quebec wants to separate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Quebec's not part of Canada.
Toronto and Vancouver, there's a lot of things going on there.
Oh, I've been to Vancouver. It's,
There's shootings there, too.
I believe it. I've seen the people that are in Vancouver. I can see why they want to shoot each other. But not where you guys. You guys all look so nice and friendly.
We're awesome.
You are awesome. I don't know. Maybe I'll just pull up stakes and come up to Canada. Don't tell me now.
Yeah, you'll be drawing the book back.
Yeah, I'd have to start drinking again probably, but yeah, I don't know about that.
Hey,
All right,
brother,
here's-
we're putting on a big festival here in the spring. I'd love to have you there, man. So that's an open invitation for you.
Well, I'll be in Seattle in late February, early March. Does that count?
It's pretty close.
Blow you away. It's going to blow you away, man.
About halfway there, right? Well, maybe
Seattle's awesome, too. Like,
a third of the way there, maybe? I don't know.
yeah, seriously, man.
All right, well, I'll think about that. That's something to think about. Maybe we can send somebody down to pick me up.
Yeah,
All right. Here's the first of the last 2 poems. So this is what we call the penultimate poem, for those of you that are keeping score.
yeah.
This is not a happy-go-lucky poem. Now I am nothing. The old man speaks of his days walking the wire. A wire dancer, he called it. Now he's old and washed up, can only teach children how to tempt fate. Now I am nothing, he says. I too know this resignation. Once I held a hammer, I built things, repaired things, brought joy to other people's lives. I was unskilled labor, blue collar, working poor, but now I am just poor. I'm defined by my birthday. I'm a medical statistic. Once I railed against the medical business, but that was when I still thought I could walk away, when I thought I didn't need them. But now I do need them. Need their pills, their needles, their fucking hospitals and their doctors. So today, while I was at Rite Aid getting some things, I had a moment of strange clarity. It was the liquor aisle. All those bottles of vodka, the means for my escape, ate out for me. And it meant nothing. Nothing at all. A wind of great sadness blew through my soul. I wished it would pick me up and carry me far away from him. That's what I realized when I knew it couldn't, because now I nothing. And finally, the poem that Wolf keeps requesting. I don't know, but I'll read it. The poem will save you. If you guys can help me read this poem. The catch line is the poem will save you. And there's a long list of things that happen, and the poem will save you from those things. So what I would like you guys to do would be to randomly yell out, the poem will save you, whenever it feels right. Okay?
Right on.
All right, let's try it. Let me hear you yell.
The poem will save
Poem
you!
will save you!
Okay, try to do it.
Poem will
more or less
save
do
your
it in
ass.
unison, so it doesn't become a cacophony, but whatever. Like I said, it's all experimental. We do everything by the seat of our pants anyway, right? All right, the poem will save you.
The poem will save you!
We're trying.
You guys are killing me. All right. It's the middle of May and a warm tropical rain is falling, turning dusty streets into greasy mud. I'm reading the newest book of poesy from my favorite, now dead poet, and marveling at his clarity and the strength of his lines.
The poem will save you!
If I point my finger, maybe you could do that, right? That'll be cute. Okay. He said it. The poem will save your ass from madness. The poem will save you while fat drops of acid rain descend, while the bills pile up, while the paint peels, while you wait.
The poem will save you!
Change. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's something. The poem will save you while your auto insurance climbs, while the phone screams your name, while the pipe calls to you from the other room, while your heart considers the pros and cons of early retirement, while the baby screams for attention, while your mind goes, while lovers dream of each other, while you dream of becoming someone else.
The poem will save you!
While hookers hook and junkies junk and the stoner gets steadily dimmer.
The poem will save you!
While the whole country flatlines from a batch of bad crystal.
The poem will save you!
I'm liking this. While the beer goes flat, while the women come and go, while you jerk into the hollow memories of their brief laughter.
The poem will save you!
While someone lets the air out of your tires, and the wind out of your sails, and the joy out of your days.
The poem will save you!
While life seeps out of your windows, and each breath takes you farther away from life and closer into death's final orbit.
The
The poem will save you!
While while the warranty on your VCR runs out, while the internet socks you dry, while the open grave waits patiently and the orange waits to be peeled.
The poem will save you.
And the lights flicker, and the ground moves, and the really important stories wait to be sold.
The poem will save you.
And the needle crawls across the floor at 3 a.m. like an inchworm, while you wait for its promise of happy stupidity, while you binge on lollipop dreams of power and glory, while they plot the next turn in your life, while the streets are overrun with anger and revenge.
The poem will save you.
While you grab as much of the pie as you can carry, while the 911 call goes unanswered, while the oven begins to look very, very inviting, while you place a razor blade on your tongue and swallow, while you eat all the right food groups and still get cancer, while you starve to death on a diet of empty promises,
The poem will
stillborn
save you.
dreams, and low-fat hopes.
The poem